My family, Matt Wilkinson, is a carnival of so-called expert who writes columns for the Sun tabloid, and he makes me sick. This guy went all the way to Dusseldorf to spy on Harry and Meghan, to stalk Harry and Meghan. And my family, that is not the only thing that I have learned he has done. My family, what you are about to hear will shock you. This guy did an interview with Carnival of so-called expert Ingrid Seward, where he made some confessions that my family are quite frankly worrying. These individuals are so desperate to break apart Harry and Meghan's marriage. They are so desperate to achieve that, to do that, to break apart a family. Also, Prince Harry, they hope, will come back to the UK and follow William around. My family and these guys, what they're doing is wrong. What they're doing is evil. What they're doing is illegal. You know? And my family, and it just goes to show that Prince Harry and Meghan really need to always have their security around them at all times, protecting them, keeping them safe. Because members of the Royal Rota refuse to let Harry and Meghan go. My family, please kindly hear this, please. What Matt Wilkinson and Ingrid Seward said, my family, you know, in an interview that they did a few days ago.
Talking of Harry and Meghan, again, back to the beginning, Duke and Duchess of Sussex, how do you see this marriage playing out? Because when, obviously there was a huge amount of stress when they moved to America, and there was constant, you know, rumours that maybe it might not work out, but they're still going strong. You know, we spoke earlier about they've still got plans that they're both working on for new Netflix shows, so they've still got ideas. Are you surprised that the naysayers have been proved wrong, that the marriage still is, they still are together and they still are living in California? And how do you see this marriage plan out? Will we have a 25th wedding anniversary or a 19th wedding anniversary as we do with the King and Queen with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex?
I really do.
My family, you've heard what Matt Wilkinson is asking. He's saying that Harry and Meghan are still together. Harry and Meghan are still living in California. Now, why did he say that? What? Does he expect for Prince Harry and Meghan to come back to the UK or go to a different country? Is that what he expects? My family. And really, even the question, you know, that he's asking about Harry and Meghan's marriage, we all know that Turkey media, members of the Rota, are the ones who've gone after Harry and Meghan with the intention of putting so much pressure on Harry and Meghan's marriage, hoping that Harry and Meghan, you know, separate. That's what UK media have been doing for a very long time. He, Matt Wilkinson, and the person he is talking to, Ingrid Seward, are the naysayers who are hell-bent on ensuring that Prince Harry and Meghan don't have a 10th wedding anniversary, don't have a 20th wedding anniversary. And my family, from his words, as you can hear, they really are hoping that my family, this piling on Harry and Meghan, this putting so much pressure on Harry and Meghan will destroy the marriage, and they hope that that will lead to Prince Harry coming back to the UK and rejoining the royal fold. My family, the thing is, what I'm so fearful of is the lengths that UK media are willing to go to achieve their goals, to ensure that the script that they have written for Harry and Meghan becomes a reality. And the script that UK media have written, you know, that they want to become a reality, is not a good script, or I can say a good ending for Prince Harry and Meghan. They don't wish well for Harry and Meghan, for their love, for their union. They don't wish well to Prince Harry and Meghan. And it's like they're on a divorce watch, you know? And what they're doing behind the scenes to separate Harry and Meghan, my family, that is worrying. And that's why I keep praying for Harry and Meghan that UK media never ever succeed. Because the lengths that UK media are willing to go to break apart Harry and Meghan, to destroy their family, to destroy their union, my family, it is scary. Think about this. If they are willing to offer up to $70,000 to Simon Rex to lie that he had slept with Meghan, if they are willing to offer that kind of money, my family, do you doubt what they are willing to do to destroy the lives of Harry and Meghan, to ruin their happiness? My family, and keep praying for Harry and Meghan, keep praying for Harry and Meghan, because these individuals don't wish well for them, my family. They don't wish well for Harry and Meghan. They do not wish well for Harry and Meghan. They don't bear goodwill to Harry and Meghan. You know? And it's scary what they're doing behind the scenes. You know? Just to try and destroy Harry and Meghan's union. My family, please can you continue hearing, you know, this, please.
But I mean, everyone said, oh, this marriage isn't going to last. You're right, they did. But you know, Matt, you know a little bit about this because you've been out in California. I think, my opinion, and I think Harry has got an obsessive love for Meghan. And I don't think he would ever leave her. And, you know, she's in control. And as long as she remains in control, I think she's happy. So I think the marriage is probably, I think they're very happy. And who wouldn't be happy living in that gorgeous house? As that, you know, they've got two lovely children.
I always tell you, Harry and Meghan's home in Montecito has made these individuals full of envy. Remember, these expensive mansions, this wonderful lifestyle that Harry and Meghan have, living in a beautiful mansion, an amazing home worth millions of dollars, is not the life that this carnival of so-called experts ever envisioned the spare Prince Harry will ever have. The life that they envisioned for Prince Harry is one whereby Prince Harry is living inside Nottingham Cottage, whereby you enter, when you enter the door, you have to tilt your head, just like what Harry told us about Nottingham Cottage. You know? And my family, that's why UK media were coming up with stories after Harry and Meghan had been evicted from the UK home. Even just this year, actually. This year, they were coming up with the stories that, you know what, Prince Harry and Meghan should be given a place at Kensington Palace. And my family, they like to use the word Kensington Palace to act or spread this idea that the place that they want Harry and Meghan to be given is a wonderful place. It's a palace, you know? But in reality, the one place that they want Harry and Meghan to be in is Nottingham Cottage, a small cottage. To leave your mansion in Montecito, that as you can see, whenever this carnival of so-called experts are talking about Harry and Meghan and their life in Montecito, they speak about the mansion that they live in with so much bitterness, with so much envy, with so much jealousy, because they never ever wanted Harry and Meghan to have such nice things. They've never ever wanted that for Harry and Meghan. My family, whenever I hear them saying, you know, like what happened this year, and even my family, you know, last year, Harry and Meghan should be given a place at Kensington Palace. My family, the only place where Harry and Meghan stayed in that was around Kensington Palace was Nottingham Cottage. And UK media used this, my family used the name of Kensington Palace to act as if they're going to give Harry and Meghan a wonderful palace to live in. But in reality, the only place that they want Harry and Meghan to be in, the only place that is available is Nottingham Cottage, a very, very small cottage. The cottage that William entered and physically assaulted his brother. The place where my family, you know, a crime happened. Where William physically assaulted his brother. But sadly, he still roams free. He still walks free. No charges have ever been brought against Prince William, even though he committed a crime by physically assaulting his brother. You know, that's what William did. So my family, don't be deceived. Don't be deceived when you hear the language, oh, Harry and Meghan should be given a place at Kensington Palace. Don't be deceived. I beg of you, please do not be deceived. They use those terms to act as if, or to spread this idea that, you know what, you know, Harry and Meghan should be given a palace. My family, UK media, and even the farm made it very clear that those stuff, those palaces, expensive, you know, lifestyle, an amazing home, an amazing residence, was never ever meant for the spare Prince Harry. It was meant for the heir Prince William. That's why Harry told us in his memoir Spare, that William, ever since they were born, William would get the better side of the room. William, his place, his apartment at Kensington Palace, when he and Meghan went there, Harry tells us he saw Meghan, her eyes, you know, glowing, being like, wow, 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 because William and Hamilton received the luxurious stuff. But Harry and Meghan had to purchase sofa from a discount store. And Meghan was the one who bought the sofa with her own money. So my family, you know, the life that this carnival of so-called experts envisioned for Prince Harry is not one whereby Harry and Meghan are living in that mansion in Montecito. That's why I really hope that Prince Harry and Meghan never ever move from their home. And if they do have to move, I hope they move to a bigger place, my family. Because UK media are always going to be bitter about Harry and Meghan's home, my family in Montecito. Now, my family, as you've heard from Ingrid Seward, first of all, it is misogyny You know, what she said about, you know, somehow Meghan is in control. You know, and that for as long as Meghan is in control, you know, what? Everything is okay. My family, it fits the agenda of what Harry said in the Harry and Meghan documentary. Harry told us, Meghan never ever told him that she wanted to leave. Never. Meghan never ever proposed fleeing the UK or for Prince Harry to step back as a senior member of the royal family. It is Harry who made the decision. But the tabloids, who are being so abusive towards Meghan, say, you know what? It's Meghan's fault Harry's leaving. It's Meghan's fault. No, my family. It's never ever been Meghan's fault. It's the fault of the toxic UK tabloid press. And it's high time that they start blaming themselves for Harry leaving and stop blaming Meghan like they always do. It is not Meghan's fault. You know? And of course, UK media, as we've always said, expected that Meghan would leave, but never did they think that Harry would leave with her. And now, for the past 4 years, after Harry and Meghan fled the UK media like, is Harry coming? Is Harry coming? Is Harry coming back? You know, will he come back to the UK? Every single day for the past 4 years. You know, they still haven't woken up and accepted that Prince Harry fled the UK and that he is not coming back to the arms of his abusers. They still can't accept it. My family. And now even they're trying to force him back, hoping that maybe they can get him deported. That's how desperate the UK tabloid press truly is to get Harry back inside the gilded cage, whereby they believe he should never ever have left. You know? So my family, right now, as you can see, these people don't understand the concept of love. They don't understand what love even means. You know? Because I know that this carnival of so-called experts aren't used to having members of the royal family, who are the husbands, of course, loving their wives. I know that they aren't used to that. I know. You know? Because William does not love his wife. That's why it's so easy for him to throw Kate under the bus and say, you know what? Those fake photos on Mother's Day are Kate's fault. Because the guy doesn't love his wife. He does not love his wife. And that's a fact. You know? When Harry told us that royals don't marry for love, even though Harry never ever mentioned William and Kate's name, already UK media said Harry is making a dig at William and Kate Middleton. Even though Harry never ever mentioned the names of William and Kate Middleton when he said what he said. My family. And now, because this carnival of so-called experts aren't used to seeing a member of the royal family loving their wife, it's like, oh, you know what? Prince Harry has an obsessive love, you know, towards Meghan. No, he simply loves and respects his wife and will not tolerate anyone disrespecting his wife, not even Charles. And that's why when Charles insulted Meghan in a phone call to Prince Harry, Harry told him, don't ever speak about my wife that way. Prince Harry told Charles that. When William would also treat Meghan appallingly, Harry would tell William, William, be careful. Don't speak about my wife that way. What Harry won't allow is them to disrespect the mother of his kids. And that's what they can't really stand. You know? That's why they're so bitter. You know? And they're so full of misogyny, because they're not used to having a member of the royal family loving their wife in the manner or way Harry does. I remember that a carnival of so-called expert called Judith Woods said that, Meghan, don't you dare make Harry choose between you and us. A carnival of so-called expert actually thought in her mind, if Prince Harry was asked to choose between the UK travel media who hounded his mother to her death or his wife, that Prince Harry would actually even consider picking the tabloids over his wife. They really, really thought that. They really, really thought that, my family. You know? And even right now, they're so bitter because Prince Harry loves his wife, because Prince Harry adores the mother of his kids and want to treat her appallingly in the manner or way the UK tabloid media treat Meghan. Because I am sure that UK media had hoped that Prince Harry would treat Meghan appallingly as they treat her. I am sure of that. I am sure of that. In fact, they were calling for Prince Harry, and I quote their words, to put Meghan in her place. They wanted Harry to treat Meghan appallingly, like they do. And when Harry refused, it's like, Harry's being controlled. Harry's being controlled. When Harry refuses to treat Meghan appallingly, like they do treat Meghan, like the UK media treat Meghan, like Charles and William treat Meghan, they're like, you know what? Harry is being controlled. They switch to making misogynistic comments. My family. That's how the UK tabloid media operate, my family. You know? And my family, let's kindly continue, my family, hearing, you know, this, please, my family. The fact is, Harry and Meghan love each other. They adore each other. You know? And no matter what the UK tabloid media have tried to do, and that is to destroy Harry and Meghan's union, Harry and Meghan have supported each other, you know, protected each other, and loved each other more, despite all the attacks that they have faced. Or because Harry, a white prince, dared to fall in love with a woman of color. And the racist UK media have never ever been the same ever again. You know? My family, the fact is also, the best thing that ever happened to Prince Harry is meeting Meghan, is having Archie, is having Lilibet Diana. And if it were up to the UK media, Harry would not have Meghan, Archie, Lilibet by his side. Harry will be following William around, with his future being to just, my family, do the hard work and William takes the credit. With his future being a lonely future, having no one by his side. That's what they wanted for Prince Harry. The fate of Margaret, that is the fate that they wanted for Prince Harry, my family. And they're angry because my family, Prince Harry, you know, chose a different fate. Harry chose happiness. Harry chose to thrive rather than just putting up with abuse and just, you know, surviving it, just putting up with it. And just taking everything that took me through at him and Meghan. And Harry made the right choice. You only live once. Choose happiness. Choose love. Not misery, as the UK tabloid media wanted Harry to choose that. Misery and happiness. You know, I think in my family, some people, meaning Karens, feel angry because of Harry falling in love with Meghan. The thing is, my family, if someone falls in love, it is their decision. It is their happiness. You know? It is their choice. And whether one likes it or not, my family, they must respect that person's choice. And if they don't respect his choice, then guess what? Leave the person alone. You know? And you go live your life. But leave Harry and Meghan alone. But the fact is, UK media have refused to let Harry and Meghan go. And that's why you are about to hear what Matt Wilkinson did, my family. My family, please kindly hear this, please, my family, kindly please hear this. Please.
Popular in this country, but does that really worry them? I don't know. What do you think, Matt?
Well, no, you're right. I did go to California last summer because there was lots of reports and lots of rumours that there was trouble in paradise. So there was lots of online comments, lots of people on Twitter and stuff like that. So we did look into it, and all we could fathom out was that there were just lots of claims. So it was always the case with rumours, where you hear rumours, but once you actually dig into it, there didn't seem to be any real kind of key source that could say there's always rumours that Harry was staying in a hotel here.
That was very strange, yeah.
But it really did snowball, and a lot of people were talking about it. So I did pop out and have a look, and I couldn't really find any evidence of that. And it was pointed out that they have a huge sprawling mansion with guest houses. So if they did want to live apart, they could just live apart on the house. But I found no evidence of them living apart. What I was told was that, just like any kind of normal marriage,
let me just kindly pause there. You've heard that yourself, what Matt Wilkinson did. Matt flew all the way from the UK to Montecito. A member of the Royal Rota flew all the way from the UK to Montecito to go and try finding out if Harry and Meghan were separated. If Prince Harry was living in a hotel away from Meghan, Archie, and Lilibet. Last year, I think you all know the backstory. But for those who don't know, let me give you a brief of what happened in the family last year. Last year, this tabloid published an so-called exclusive, as they said. Saying that Prince Harry was living in a hotel to get away from Meghan, Archie, and Lilibet. That's what they said. And my family, they said that Prince Harry was living separately from Meghan. You know? And my family, the thing is, think about this. Prince Harry fled the UK to protect Meghan, Archie, and Lilibet. Then how the hell does he go and live in a hotel away from Meghan, Archie, and Lilibet, to get away from Meghan, Archie, and Lilibet? Those were the words used. And I quote again, to get away from Meghan, Archie, Lilibet. Those were the words used last year by the Sun tabloid, because the entire hope is that Prince Harry abandons his biracial family, leaves them alone. My family, I think that even what they say, that the language that they used tells you the entire intentions with Prince Harry, and Meghan, and even their kids. They don't want this family to be together. They want them divided. They want this family to be broken. That way, it's easier for the media to exploit Archie, Lilibet, Meghan, and Harry themselves. It becomes easier for them to do that if they break Harry and Meghan. They destroy their home. It becomes easier for the media to exploit Archie, Lilibet, Meghan, and Harry. When Harry and Meghan are united, it becomes difficult for the UK tabloid media to have any kind of access to Archie, Lilibet, and even Harry and Meghan. My family. So you can see, really, that's one reason why UK media are fully invested in trying to ensure that Archie and Lilibet don't grow up in a happy home. A home that is, united. A home whereby you have mommy and daddy living under the same roof. UK media do not want that for Harry and Meghan, for Archie and for Lily Badana. They don't want that for them. You know? And that's why Matt Wilkinson can fly all the way from the UK to Montecito to go and stalk Harry and Meghan. To go asking hotels, you know what, is Harry staying here? Have you seen Prince Harry? Is he living in this hotel? And guess what he found? He found nothing. But the fact that he flew from the UK to my family, to close to Harry and Meghan, to their home in Montecito, where they're staying, to go ask hotels around, is Harry staying here? Have you seen Meghan around here? Have you seen Prince Harry there? My family, that is scary. That is worrying. That is stalking. It is harassment. Call it what it is. It is harassment and stalking. It is not reporting. It is stalking. And my family, we condemn Matt Wilkinson stalking and harassment of Harry and Meghan. And we demand he leaves Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, alone. You know, how do you go from the UK to Montecito to a couple you say are unpopular? How do you pay money to fly to the UK to try and find out if Harry and Meghan are living together? How? Or if Harry is staying in a hotel. And as you've heard him, the source of this so-called information that Prince Harry was staying in a hotel to get away from Meghan, Archie, and Lily Badana was my family from online trolls, from social media family. He said that himself. He said the stories were coming, from online. Meaning online trolls created a story and then UK media picked up the story and then presented the story as fact. That's what happened, my family. And they aren't even ashamed. I remember at the time that Nacho Figueras, Harry's amazing brother, he even had to come out and call those stories BS, nonsense. And only then I remember it was Sky News Australia. They removed, owned by Murdoch, they removed that article that was claiming that Prince Harry, was taking a hotel to get away from Meghan, Archie, Lilibet. The thing is, if Harry even does that, what person does it make a family? Does it make him a person who abandons Meghan, Archie, Lilibet, and his family? UK media, as I've said, don't bear good wishes for Prince Harry, to Prince Harry. They don't. Not to Harry, not to Archie, and not to Lily Badana or to Meghan. They don't have good wishes for Harry and Meghan. They don't bear goodwill to Harry, Meghan, Archie, and Lily Badana. And that's why you're seeing all this stuff in family come out. And the source of the lie, Prince Harry stays in a hotel to get away from Meghan, Archie, Lily Badana, is my family, social media, online. It tells you of the laziness of the UK tabloid media. Laziness. They get a story from online and then present it as fact. Laziness. And I can confirm to all of you, without fear of contradiction, that the UK media have also been getting stories from online trolls online. My family. And then they have been presenting those stories as fact. Lazy reporting, lazy journalism. The story of the UK tabloid media who spread mis and disinformation online. My family, on TV, that's what they do again and again and again. But really, what has made me sick is hearing that Matt Wilkinson, who claims Harry and Meghan are unpopular, yet he flies to Düsseldorf to go and stalk Harry and Meghan at the Invictus Games in Düsseldorf, and then He goes to Montecito, where Harry and Meghan live, to stalk them there. People, he says, are irrelevant. My family. You know, my family, maybe in the Oxford Dictionary in the UK, irrelevant has a very, very different meaning. My family, maybe it has a very, very different meaning. You know? I don't know. Those who are in the UK, what does irrelevant mean? According to your Oxford, dictionary, what does it mean? Because clearly, irrelevant has a very, very different meaning in the UK. Because you don't stalk someone at their home in Montecito. You fly over from the UK to the US to go and stalk Harry and Meghan in Montecito to try and find out if Harry and Meghan are living together. It is sickness. Even American media outlets do not do that. The ones who are doing it are the UK tabloid media, at the mother on press. CBS is not doing this nonsense. CNN is not doing what UK media are doing. My family. But clearly, as you can see, the ones who are doing this stuff are my family, the UK tabloid media. And is it a surprise that now when Harry and Meghan go to do engagements, let's say in my family in the US, or my family, what can I say? Let's say Prince Harry goes to a polo match. Are you surprised that my family, you only find out when on the day that the match is taking place? Are you surprised? Are you surprised? Because clearly, whenever that they make an announcement that Prince Harry is going to be at this location on May, that Prince Harry is going to be, my family, let's say in the UK, already you're having UK media going to stalk the venue where Harry will be at my family. When Prince Harry is going to pick up his Legend of Aviation Award, already a carnival of so-called expert working for the Daily Mail has been dispatched there to go and, yell questions at Prince Harry. When Meghan went to the MS Women of Vision Award, already Daily Mail had dispatched his people to go there and cover the event. And they dispatched a carnival of so-called experts to go there and cover Harry and Meghan's event. My family. Yet Harry and Meghan don't serve Charles, don't work for Charles. They are financially independent. They pay their own bills. UK media are ignoring the royals they pay for to follow the ones they pay nothing to fund. They don't pay for this. They don't pay for the security. Don't pay for Harry and Meghan's home. They pay nothing to fund Harry and Meghan, but they follow Harry and Meghan around. Family. What is this? What is this? What name do you give this? What's going on right now, my family? It is stalking, harassment. My family. And it needs to stop. It needs to end. It really, really needs to end, my family. Because here you're having a carnival of so-called expert confessing that he flew to the US where Harry and Meghan are staying to go and stalk them. My family. And when I hear stuff like this, my family, I just fear for Archie and Lil Petana, because these people must never ever be allowed anywhere Harry and Meghan's kids. These people are dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Matt Wilkinson is someone who is dangerous. My family. And he must never be allowed anywhere near Harry and Meghan or Harry and Meghan's kids. And it's scary what these people, are saying and what they're doing behind the scenes. My family. What they're doing behind the scenes, it is scary. Very, very scary. my family. And I'll keep praying for Harry and Meghan. These people, my family, are extremely dangerous. You know, may God protect Harry and Meghan. May God protect and keep Harry and Meghan safe and keep their kids safe. And my family, right now, I think my family, once again, by their own words, they're confirming what we all have always known. These people don't have any kind of insider information about Harry and Meghan. They know nothing. They get their information from online trolls who also have no access to Harry and Meghan. And my family, once again, UKW Media just show just how, poor they are at being my family journalists. They are not journalists at all. My family right now, I want to hear your opinion on what we have discussed, May God bless Harry, Meghan, Archie, and also Lily Petana and Doria Ragland. Once again, you are having carnival, all so-called experts, hoping that Prince Harry leaves his wife. And for what? To come back and do what? Let's be honest, come back and do what? To go back and live in Nottingham Cottage, a bachelor, single life. To go back and live there at Nottingham Cottage. To be around, William, Kate Moulton, Charles Camilla. I've told you this. If Prince Harry reconciles with Charles, William, Kate, Camilla, if a miracle happens and he does reconcile with all of them, but then loses his own family, but then loses his wife, it is Prince Harry who's the loser. He won't have gained anything. I have told you this before and I'll tell you again. Don't lose the family that comes from you. Don't allow the farm you come from destroy the family that comes from you. And Meghan, Archie, Lilibet come from Harry, belong to Prince Harry. He mustn't allow Charles or William or UK Media or any Karen to destroy his marriage. My family. You must never ever allow that. Because UK Media have a vendetta against, Harry and Meghan. And I hope that they never ever succeed in the evil plots against Harry and Meghan. My family, you tell me kindly your thoughts about Matt Wilkinson confessing of how he went to California to stalk Harry and Meghan's kids. And to stalk my family, Harry and Meghan. I want to hear your opinion on my family on that. And Prince Harry has shown us he's committed to protecting his kids. And my family, may Harry and Meghan be blessed. And may no perform against Harry, Meghan, Archie, and also Lilibet, Diana ever prosper. Stay tuned to our next video. Love you also forever. And may God bless you all, my family. May God bless each and every single one of you. Hello, members of Zesco Family TV. First of all, I want to say thank you for all your support that you give us to our channel. We don't take it for granted that you support this channel. I want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for lending out your support and fighting against injustices, supporting Prince Harry and Meghan, showing them love. Love will always triumph over evil, and for that I say thank you. Good will always prevail over bad. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for joining this community, this amazing community of Zesco Family TV. I love you so much, family, from the bottom of my heart, and I wish you all the best. May you have a great day, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a lot of things. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Leave a comment below, like and subscribe. Love you, family, always and forever. Sayonara.